build my gallows and build them high. Makes a long time climbing before I die.
Hello everybody, welcome to Shortbangers. I'm Matty.
I'm Colin.
And I'm the guy your mother warned you about.
How did you get my mother? In fact, I didn't answer that.
She listened.
She
I
does
don't know. Have
listen.
I met your mum? I think she followed me on Twitter, so...
Have you met
Aye.
her? I don't think you've met...
No,
You met
just
my
your
dad. Aye. Aye, but you've met my mum before.
Oh, I've definitely met you.
Right, this is our first week sort of broadcasting as Shortbangers on its own, like as a podcast in its own right. So regular listeners will know that Shortbangers has long been part of the Longbangers stable of podcasts and has had a indirect Hibs relation. I suppose we've always tried to kind of separate it from... I say always, it started off as Hibs questions, mind of that, John? But it was like the 12th man or something, wasn't it? There was like a website or something set up.
Aye, we got asked to do, what was it? We got asked to do like a 20-minute short to showcase Longbangers, and I think it was me, you, Craig and Brian ended up
Aye,
sitting, eating a packet of Abernethys and drinking tea.
we did. I
trying
mean
to
that with
advertise it.
the sad platoon music in it.
Yeah.
Aye. So anyway, we had been talking about it for a while to sort of separate the two properly, because Shortbangers isn't really about Hibs, and I guess there's a broader appeal there, really, isn't it? Like more people can find it, etc. And assuming some people might like it. So anyway, we've split. If you're an existing subscriber, you'll still get it exactly the same. And if you want to subscribe, you still need to go to longbangers.hubwave.net to sign up. But you can sign up only for Shortbangers if you want to, at £2 a month. So you get 2 free episodes and 1 subscriber exclusive one. Anyway, right, well, we get some questions. We'll get straight into it.
Let's do it.
Right, first one's from Part Fry's Image. Hanlon's razor is the topic. Never attribute to malice that which can be adequately explained by stupidity. Only used as inspiration. What adages could be attributed to footballers?
What was the examples? Something razor.
Aye, it's brilliant how we've just
Okay.
like Occam's razor. You know, like Occam's razor is like the if this might understand of it, the simplest answer is usually the right one. Like the easiest explanation is normally what happened at Occam's razor. It's typical the first questions that we get in on our... It's not about Hibs, Hanlon's razor, and also
Monday, Sunday.
Can we set up an automatic filler to get rid of the football ones?
Murphy's Law.
Now that we've split out.
Murphy's Law. We're just aye, fits perfectly. Aye, we've got Hanlon's razor, we've got Boyle's razor, which was no such thing as too long a drinking session, and Kujabi's razor, hope always outshines reality. I you know, Murphy's Law was quite a good shout, giving it the David Murphy. I think you win that one, Colin. You get the points for the round.
That's great.
Aye. Can't remember what the prize was. Do you think we should do that? Like, is have Shortbangers like the best answer? The problem is quite often it's only me and you, Colin, or me and you, John, that are doing it. So it's not quite the same having a competition when there's only two. It's a crap idea. Right? I'm going to forget it. We're not going to bother.
Nobody's biting on that one.
Nah.
I had one of these sayings. I've been working with this project manager recently, and he keeps referring to one of these, and I can't remember it now, unfortunately. But he keeps saying this thing, and I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? And I'm googling. You know, it's not Sod's Law or Murphy's Law. It's like another law, and I'm going, I don't know what that fucking means. Like I've got no idea. I've never heard it before. I've heard this guy say it 3 or 4 times now.
And did you find out what it meant?
I googled it, but I can't remember what it was to give an answer. I'll need to come
Have
back
you got
to
any
that.
context so we can maybe try and work it out? I'm curious now. You've captured my attention.
There's a guy that listens to this that works in my work. That is, I think this guy's manager. He could probably, if he just wants to drop me a wee message in Teams.
And
Take this offline.
I had in the office today. My boss he was Sturgeon's Law is a phrase. I don't know if you've heard that. And I don't know if it references
No,
just, Nicola Sturgeon in particular, but it was 98% is what's said is shite. It was pretty much what that law was.
Aye,
So I think
that's
if
interesting.
it's embedded in politics or whether the Sturgeon referred to predates the former First Minister. So I'm sure we'll find out. Anyway, right, next question. Charlie Mulgrew thinks he made that up. The topic is the theatre. Currently watching Frozen at the theatre. It's half time and I'm losing 10-0. There's currently a little hellspawn, like something out of The Exorcist, ruining what little interest I have in watching this. When does it become okay to launch her over the balcony?
See, when he says the theatre, I'm assuming it's like a live
Please.
version of the film.
Aye.
You interested, like?
You're all over this, John, eh?
Frozen.
No,
there.
I see that fucking song.
Let it go. Who's the comedian that's married to Sarah Millican? It's a guy,
Aye.
dark hair, glasses. I can't remember his name.
Yes.
He comes up on my Facebook feed quite a lot, and he had a joke about Frozen. He says like he was buying presents for his niece, and he asked her, her mum what she's into. She says Frozen stuff, so he got her some frozen peas and etc.
Gary Delaney.
Gary Delaney, that's it.
Do you mind? There was a case where there was a boy. Was it the Tate Modern down in England? This boy went to the gallery, and there was this like young laddie that was over with his French parents on holiday, and he fucking launched them over a balcony.
I vaguely remember
Any
that.
recollection?
Aye,
Did he
vaguely
know?
remember
Was
that.
it no? It may have been a bairn. Did he launch a bairn?
Yeah.
As well.
Aye. Which kind of makes me think that it's never acceptable. Like you should just
isn't
never
it?
ever do it.
Oh
Like
no,
never.
legally it's 100% not. Like it's
Well,
it definitely is.
Aye. Yeah, it's probably something you wouldn't recommend doing. What are the circumstances where you think it would, where you would contemplate it? How annoying would it have to be? Yeah.
Oh yeah. I was going to say it would be if you were trying to save somebody, kind of as a fire, launch them downstairs.
So, are you suggesting that you preemptively set a fire in the theatre? You can launch it.
Become an arsonist so you can become a murderer.
There was it happened, didn't it? There was a fire in the theatre, and I can't remember the goalie. Angry McGregor was in the theatre. He was in the bottom bit, and there's a woman up in the balcony with a baby, and she's like, "Oh fuck, what am I going to do?" And he's like, "Just throw the baby down. I'll catch it." And she's like, "I can't throw my baby." And he's like, "Listen, I'm Scotland and Rangers goalkeeper. Just throw it down. I'll catch it." She's like, "No, I'm not going to do it." So eventually, he's like, persuades her, "Just I'll do it." So she drops the baby, and as it's falling, there's like a bit of backdraft, and the escaping air pushes the baby. So McGregor dives, catches the baby just before it fucking hits the ground. He stands up, bounces it a couple of times, and boots it.
I was
All gins are the best, eh?
Oh,
right, Charlie McGrew thinks he made that up. Also asked, food, are prawns crackers or are they just misunderstood? They're definitely very shellfish.
What was the question again?
Are
prawns crackers?
Are prawns crackers or are they just misunderstood?
Oh, it's like a Christmas cracker joke, that one, eh?
There's another convoluted joke involving prawns that I could tell now, but I'll not go there.
Please
It's definitely not worth it.
Time.
The punchline ends, "I'm a prawn again, Christian." Right, there's a big setup to it, and the end punchline. So you can make up the whole first part of it, but the punchline is, "I'm a prawn again, Christian."
Oh, wow.
Aye, it's not worth all the setup for it. What's the most bonkers shellfish or crustacean or sea-faring animal that you can think of?
Most.
I'm still trying to remember this law. But I was getting my fucking nerves.
I don't know if it's sea lions or walrus, but there's one of them that looks like quite cute in the pictures and that, but seemingly they're quite evil bastards once they get on the land.
Jellyfish are quite mental things, eh?
Aye.
Is that the one that if you bite you get somebody else to piss on you? thing with the sting.
Aye,
But not
I
your
don't-
own piss. Yeah, you
I,
can.
I don't know if the not your own piss bit's accurate. I don't know why
It's
your
just
own piss would be different. How would it know?
I don't know.
Like-
Something to do with they must check your DNA or something.
Is this
Aye,
the wee
I wonder
stingy
if
bit's
that's
like,
got.
no, that's your aid. That's your aid piss. I'm going to keep hurting you.
Is there not a weird fact about biting your finger or your tongue? Or it's like, does the human jaw have the power to bite off your own finger, but your brain interferes and stops you from ever doing it?
it will be. It'll be a pain thing. It'll be a pain threshold, won't it? It'll switch it off because you could bite somebody else's off, and it wouldn't be as. Your brain might try.
Is
to
there
tell
ever
you
a
not to, but it wouldn't be a
circumstance
pain thing.
Is there ever a set of circumstances where it would be socially acceptable to bite someone's finger off?
Save
So
the life.
example, definitely. Aye. If somebody's trying to chuck you over a balcony,
Was it Godwin's Law, Colin?
nah.
Was Godwin's Law the one where eventually you end up talking about Hitler?
I
Oh,
don't know.
is that the one that relates to YouTube comments that within about 3 to
Aye.
5 messages or something, the conversation will turn to Hitler?
I think it's been 3 to 5, but I think it's like eventually.
Yeah, I'm even googling them and that.
Are you?
I can't see it. And it's to do with a project. You know what I mean? It's like
Well,
it's
now I'm
it's
dying to
nothing
know.
like-
Ah,
not
fucking
about
on the
Hitler
edge of
or
my
God
seat.
or fuck all. You know what I mean?
How
Aye,
many
do
conversations do you end up getting into where Hitler comes up?
Just generally on here.
This is the first one this week, actually. How many do you reckon you have? How many?
Just on here as well. Like I kind of think I'd talk about Hitler's the reference point away. Normally, along with trains, like trains come into it a lot of the time when folk are talking about Hitler. It's not the thing he's most famous for, but that does get a lot of coverage.
Have we joked on here before that Shortbangers could actually could kickstart the rise of the Fourth Reich? I've got a bell ringing from many episodes ago.
I think we spoke about not putting our hands up in case somebody fucking screenshots us.
Aye,
There has been that.
we definitely had that conversation.
Any point at each other.
Let's say that's a worry, isn't it? That your salutes get taken out of context. you happen to be waving at somebody who's smelling your
Salutes.
finger.
Aye, that's right.
Right, Matt asked, when you eat a gummy bear, do you eat the head or the feet first?
What is so? I'm like, when you said gummy bear, there I immediately thought jelly baby. What's the difference again?
One's a bear
Right,
and
it
it's
goes in your
gummy,
gum.
and
right.
the other one's like a baby and made of jelly.
Aye, but that isn't really like a baby though. You know what I mean?
Why are gummy bears smaller than jelly babies?
So I didn't bite them then. That's what I was thinking. They're small. I didn't bite a jelly
They're
baby
a-
either.
they're in a
Was it
mother.
no?
Did you ever bite a jelly baby? I would have a
I
jelly.
bite it in my mouth. I don't bite it before in half and then have half of it.
Even if you're savouring it,
Yes.
you're making
Nah.
it last.
All goes in.
John, what's your
Nobody
approach
bites
to
a fucking gummy
a
bear.
gummy bear's too small. They're totally aren't they? You know.
It's a handful thing, isn't it? Like you just launch about a dozen in, if not more.
Aye.
It's a funny question. It's a bit weird that somebody even thinks that they.
Have you
there's a right
got
or
a
wrong with you.
Have you got a preferred jelly or fizzy sweet?
I
Or
love
are
a
you
cola
more a
bottle.
chocolate kind of guy?
Cola bottles.
Sugar in it or
nice. Aye, the fizzy ones are good, but either or. I could take them like a cola bottle.
I quite like the sour ones you get. You know, like the sour Haribos and that you can get.
Aye.
So if it was a choice, Matty, between the sugary cola bottle or the non-sugary cola bottle, you'd go for the sugary one.
I would.
I don't know. I'd have either. Like I wouldn't say I have a strong preference either way.
See, I don't know why, but I've got the preference towards like the sort of I'm going to say plain one, but obviously they're not plain. Like the sugar-free edition that isn't sugar-free.
The Cola Bottle Zero.
Aye.
Cola Bottle Max.
Oh, I was going to go. Do you remember? Do you know we got slagged for that for Raymond again, didn't it? For the old computer K. Do you remember this? Do you remember that from when you were wee, getting all nostalgic? But it was lemon and lime, like jellied lemon and lime slices. Kind of Christmas time. You'd come out, they were covered in sugar, and you would.
Was it a boxy like? Was it Robertson's Fruits or something that were quite popular? I don't know if they
something
still
like
do
that. Aye, they were quite nice. I don't know if you still get them at Christmas. And why would they know around the rest of the year? Just think.
But
It's maybe like Terry's.
Christmas, isn't it?
Terry's chocolate orange. They're a sort of staple at Easter and Christmas, but they're not really that popular the rest of the year.
I don't even care. I mean, chocolate orange is out now at Easter, but I don't care if it always was. It was like a Christmas one, and then you wouldn't see it again.
I like a chocolate orange. Do you?
My daughter just stumbled across her Christmas chocolate yesterday. She made a crisp in her crisps, and she was like, "I fancy a bit of chocolate." Went away. I thought I've still got some for Christmas left. Fucking big bag of chocolate, like big massive dairy milks and that. Like 4 of them, 2 of them, 2 chocolate oranges. I'm like, jet a day on them.
Tell you what, I find that is though. Like if you're in the mood for chocolate and that's what you turned up, you would be like, "Okay, yes." Chocolate oranges, you give them a big thud before you open it.
No, well, really. Stick a knife in the top of it and see, because sometimes they just break like nicely into segments.
It's more like you can't really get a good smack. It needs to be like a sort of considered tap.
Yep.
Like that. We spoke about the can of juice before. Okay, when you see folk get a can of juice and go,
tap the top.
Why is that again?
It stops it fizzing out. I don't know if it's actual factual, whether it really makes a difference, or whether it's like a urban myth or old wives' tale or whatever. But they did it at the bars.
See folk doing it,
well, interesting, right? I use that word loosely in this occasion, as always. Before the game on Saturday, we round up my mum and dad's, and I said to Josh, "Go and grab us a can of juice." And obviously, Josh works in a bar, and as he handed me, he did the same. He tapped it a few times, opened it for me, and I was like, "Interesting." Tapped the top of it. So it's obviously a trick to do in the bar trade as well.
Did they say why? Is it not because you just taught him that? Is it not like a bad habit he's picked up in the house?
Well, see, I thought he would have picked it up for the bar rather than from me, because I reckon what he's picked up from me. Bad jokes.
See, when you said that he works in a bar, I thought you were going to say that he was going to ask if you wanted a glass of ice with it.
No, I didn't get that. He just opened it and handed me the can. Aye, that's it. £1.50, please. Yeah, talking about that, like the price of juice. We were in, and I think if this is common with all varieties of juice, right? Now, I'm a big Iron Brew drinker, right? And we were in the big Asda in Dunfermline, whatever night it was, no last night, night before. Bottle Iron Brew, right? 500ml bottle Iron Brew, £1.69 or something it was in there, right? You get it in Tesco for £1.19, or Aldi next door at £1.19. Obviously, they're competing with each other, so they price match. If you get a 1 litre bottle, it was £1.10.
That's mad, eh?
What's the fucking? What's the point?
They do that. All of them do that with Coke, because my wife drinks full fat Coke, and you get the wee cans now in that, because they didn't even sell you a fucking 330ml can anymore. It's like 250s and that. And you go in and you're like, 500ml bottle, fucking like 180, and you get 1.25 or 1.5 litres for about that. It's mad, eh? It's just the way it's like they're trying to stop you buying it because of all the sugar in it. But then they want you to buy more of it.
Aye, buy the bigger
There's
bottle.
a bit of contradiction.
Aye.
Why don't I know, how'd I put this? Got lots of thoughts going around my head right now. My original thought was 2 litre bottles of juice is the 1980s ghetto blasters on your shoulder. And then I started thinking, as a way to combat the price of things, like should drinks manufacturers make portable 2 litre bottles, like maybe attach a strap or something to them?
No.
Or like a backpack. Could you imagine walking about with a big bottle of Coke as a backpack?
Do you remember the caps with the cans? That's it. So sort of like that, but a backpack for.
Or you get one of the dairy for water, eh? But they call camelbacks or something.
Aye.
It's got fill up the Coke.
Aye, a bladder. That's what they call it. The bladder inside your rucksack with the wee straw coming out it. It's not a bad idea.
What about, hear me out, what about a combined 2-litre bottle of Coke that could play Fourth One by another radio stations as well? Just carry it about on your shoulder.
Get on add it to the Dragon's Den list, John. I can't remember how many other things that we've got. We've got the funeral business, obviously.
Well, that's a winner. Like, there's no fucking doubt about that one. Like, we didn't even need to worry about that.
Funeral business. Now we've got Coke backpacks.
Can you refresh me on the funeral business? I must have missed that episode.
Well, I didn't point going over it again. Basically, recyclable coffins. So
no, it's just you
rent a nice one for going into the service, and instead of burning it for the cremation, you go get the body out quick, clean up the coffin, ready for somebody else.
For a couple of hours.
And you burn the person in like a Tesco bag for life or something like that, do you know?
Yeah,
or nothing.
Nothing,
just die.
Could you do the same with the outfit that they've got on, do you reckon?
Mm-hmm. You would have to just have a rack of suits, kind of like going from a 40 chest to a 56 chest or something. Because it wouldn't really need to fit that well either. Like, you know, so if you could probably squeeze somebody into a 44 chest that.
It would just have to be a jacket and shirt as well. You wouldn't even need trousers or pants. Do you think folk get cremated wearing a pair of pants?
But I was going to say, is everybody get buried in a suit? Like, is that the kind of?
I think so. Like the suit, they must have like their shoes and everything. A tie.
Have the shoes got laces and that in it? Like when they do them up.
Well, they probably burn better, the lace. So I'm thinking, like, you know, I'm thinking when I hear of this, some poor cunt gets their ashes back. The body's only a fraction of the ashes that are in it. The rest of it's fucking tissues that were in the suit pocket, the suit, fucking lid. Like, surely they gear them. Surely they strip them naked and fucking burn them and then go, there's your suit back.
There was a thing, I forget who it was or where it was that I read it or who said it, but it was someone that suggested that, like, see if you're going to a funeral or that, what you should do is, like, you've got like your suit and what have you, you should stick like 20 quid in the breast pocket or whatever, so next time you come around to it on what's likely to be quite a sad occasion, you go, oh fuck, there's 20 quid, and you suddenly get like a wee burst of joy. Do you think folk are getting buried or cremated with 20 quid in their pocket? And how raging would you be in the afterlife going into your suit?
100% like, Undertaker's fucking caught that not.
Aye.
As well as like charging you for a full fucking coffin that he's not got to burn, he's also emptied the pockets in case there's a watch in there.
Aye, patted them down.
Fucking right.
Hope he's been buried with his favourite rings, watch. Yeah, just aye.
If there's any Undertakers listening, send your complaints to
0295. 0295, they'll take them seriously. We won't. Inverkeith and Hibs, AFC. For Matty, who wins a singing contest between Inverkeith and Hibs versus Dolly Parton and Kenny Rogers? I'll get to the Inverkeith and Hibs boys. This is on the back when Hibs did the beamback in the last derby, and I headed back for the train to come back to Edinburgh after it. Obviously, bad news because we'd got beat, and these the Inverkeith and Hibs boys were on the train, and they just sang the whole time. There's Jambos on the train and everything, and you think they would be lording it up, but they couldn't. You wouldn't have which team had won. Pretty much, it was the Inverkeith boys that kept the spirits up, which was good. So shout out to them. Right, last one.
Could we request, in the interest of answering the question, because we know what Dolly Parton and Kenny Rogers sound like, could they send us in a rendition of a song of their choosing that we could perhaps play on the podcast to let people judge?
There is no guarantee that we'll play anything that gets sent in. I just want to make that abundantly clear. There's technical aspects to that are just fucking beyond me.
And that's the main hurdle for Matty to overcome.
Well, it's more the remembering. Like, I sometimes didn't even remember to answer the questions that have been sent in. Never mind folks sending in audio files and that. Anyway, right, we're almost out of time. Matt said, if Shortbangers is now out on its own and separate from Longbangers, but Shortbangers consists of 12 letters, while Longbangers only consists of 11 letters, isn't Shortbangers the new Longbangers and Longbangers the new Shortbangers?
Yeah, that sounds right. It sounds like there's been a bit of maths done there and everything to prove it.
Are we going to rethink the whole thing?
It's not often that Colin says that someone's right. Like, he questions my stuff all the time, so that makes me think that the boy's bang on.
Aye, you. Aye.
No.
The question. Excuse
Well,
me.
no, the maths is definitely right. I'm not for changing them around though. We have done a new logo for Shortbangers though. I should have changed it on the background for
Should have.
my Zoom call. If I'd,
Oh, but come up. Aye, okay. Yeah, date for next week.
aye, I'll do it for next week. Right, there's the
Oh,
timer.
look at that.
Look at that.
Perfect.
We almost did it right on the button. Right, remember and subscribe and follow. You'll need to follow our new YouTube channel. We've not quite set that up yet, right? But probably by the time this goes
Can you
out,
follow it? But alright.
if you go to YouTube and search for Shortbangers, we'll share on our Twitter anyway. As we kind of get our head around how we separate it all out. But anyway, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for sending in questions. We've got loads still to go, which will be on Shortbangers Extra, which subscribers can get at the usual place. Just go to our Twitter and click on the wee link in there. Right, John, Colin, thanks for your time. I'll see you next time.
Well, they trailed me down when I broke free. I drank all the whiskey in Tennessee. I don't drink water, no.